Alright guys, welcome back. It's J-Dogs here, and we are back here on the Attack of the B-Team. I always want to call it Feed the B-Team. Attack of the B-Team server, and as you can tell, Wish is nowhere to be found. And the reason for that is she's been very sick lately, and so she's under the weather today, and so I'm going to be doing today's episode on my own. But last time we left off, we had been working on doing some power, getting these things going and stuff like that. Also, we had been working on, cooking up all the iron, or not irons, but all the ores, doing a little farming, and, just a few different miscellaneous things. But today I have some stuff that I want to talk about, and I'm going to kind of be all over the place on a few things. Only because, I've been looking up some stuff here and been doing some stuff with carpenter's blocks and stuff. But first, to start off with, is this little backpack guy. And he's going to have to deal with what we're going to be working on. But I got that off of a mob, and we're not going to look at it just yet, but I got it off a mob. And I had no clue what it was to start with. I was like, what the heck is this thing? So I looked it up, and supposedly if you don't wear a chest plate, you can actually wear those on your back and keep stuff in them. Kind of like the luggage guy, but it takes an inventory slot for it, so I don't really like to wear them. But I think it's, a little cool item to have for storage. But the first things first is you guys were telling me on a previous episode when I was doing the tools and stuff here, first off, one of you guys came back and said that the emerald, the difference between the emerald and the other pieces that add durability is the emerald basically times it by 2. So whatever the current durability is, it multiplies it by 2. So say if it's 900, it'll become 1800. If it's 1000, it'll become 2000. So it literally doubles it. So it doesn't add any specific amount. It adds a percentage. Also, over here, you guys were telling me, and we're going to revisit a few things about the Tinker's Construct in a second, but you guys were telling me to put lava near these also. I also looked these up, and it said to put it on netherrack or tainted soil, so I moved them to a little piece of tainted soil that I had from the nether, and they have been growing, but not producing very much of the skyberries or stingberries. One thing I did notice is the lava was kept making things catch fire, and by putting a torch here, it actually prevents fire from starting. I didn't realize that until I had placed a few of them around, and then I was like, oh, well, that works. So now I don't have to worry about random fires starting and stuff like that, because I did not turn fire spread off on this, so this is as is the way it would come normally. And then one other thing is, one of you guys suggested that for the power that I make universal cable. I actually looked that up and I didn't see anything called universal cable. Universe. The only thing that came up when I typed that in was this guy right here, which is a universal upgrade reinforcement thing, and I have no clue what that's for. But I don't know if it's called something else and you just gave me the wrong word, but I did try looking a few things up, and the first thing that I want to talk about, like I said, is I want to talk about a few things that I found out about Tinker's Construct and some of the add-ons that you can put to it. You can get extra add-ons, but only like 2 or 3 extra ones. The Nether Star, if you put a Nether Star on there, it'll give you an extra add-on, or well, modifier is what they call them. If you put the gold block with the diamond down there, you can get an extra modifier. And I think there's one other one. My mind's drawn a blank at the moment, but I think you can do it up to 3 different ones. But you can only do each one time. You can't put multiple of them. So you can't have all you want on these. And the mossy here, I was looking it up because I noticed it was repairing very, very slowly. And a few tips on that if you guys don't know. First of all, you can add more mossy to it, but each one that you add takes another modifier slot. And also, if you were to go and get all the way to the highest one, there's only 3 you can do. It can go up to Mossy 3 or Auto Repair 3, whichever it is. Um, and that's each one takes a different Mossy ball to put in there, and it will take 3 modifier slots. So unless you're really wanting it to like repair super fast and you're not worried about anything else being able to be added on to it, or if you have like more modifiers added because of the Nether Star or whatever else you've used, you might not want to do all 3 of those. But the one works for me, just putting the one on there. And then if you make it more durable, then it won't have to be repaired so much. So that's something else that you can do, is stick that emerald on there if you have emeralds, and it will make it to where it doesn't need to be repaired so much, which is probably one thing I'll eventually do myself. But on to another subject, and like I said, I'm going to be bouncing around a lot of things today. I also found out that there's a ton of things that use a crafting table for their recipe. And the first thing that I noticed was this little crafting station. And it's for Tinker's Construct, and you can use it just like a regular crafting table, but you can also use it for Tinker's Construct. So I'm probably going to be making that here in a second, but I wanted to show you guys. You've got a drawing table, and then we already know about the tool station and stuff. But if you continue on here, you can make like these little slab pieces, and if you just put one in there, and if you put this piece in there, you can actually get just one of these back if you want to, which I also didn't realize. You can make this kind of crafting station for better storage. No clue what that makes. A worktop, which I remember hearing about this. That's for the Food Plus plugin, which you can see there on the screen. But I remember hearing about it. You have to use that in order to combine some of the different foods, which we are definitely going to get into. I was telling Wish about that. She's super excited about doing some of those foods. The work table here for fossils, that's for when we find the different fossils and stuff. We can do research on them and do all kinds of stuff to make them into real dinosaurs, which I'm actually looking forward to. I want to get into that a whole lot. A liquid crafter, which I have no clue what that is. It's for Minecraft, Mine Factory Reloaded, and that's one of the plugins we're going to be messing with today. So eventually I'm sure we're going to figure out what this is, but I have no clue what it is at the moment. NASA Workbench, which again, I know it's probably for going into space, but that's all I know about. A Machinist Workbench, which there's the 2 different recipes, because if you have a strong box, it'll use less of the tin and copper. Well, tin anyways. And so we have those. But I didn't realize that there were so many things that you could make out of these. And I thought it was kind of cool that, you know, you can use this for two. Oh! Oh! It draws off of whatever's next to it, too. Oh, that is cool. Alright, so if you have a chest that you want, that you think there's a lot of things that you're going to be crafting out of it, you can just stick a bunch of stuff into the chest, and it'll pull out of that chest. Or, well, open it so that, you know, you can just kind of pop this over here and make whatever you need. That is really cool. I like that. Okay. Anyways, small things amuse me. We're going to sleep the night off real quick. Oh, spider. Okay. So, going back, I need to grab some iron right here real quick, because we're going to be using some of it. If I can figure out which block is the iron. Here, let's just use these. Okay. So first things first, I wanted to talk about this backpack and about... Whoa. Get away, get away, get away. Okay. I don't want you guys in my inventory spots. Alright, so first things first, I wanted to talk about this backpack guy here a little bit more and what I put inside of it. This is just the few things that I started off with for... some of the carpenter block stuff I wanted to mess with. So, as you guys can see, I've been messing with it a little bit already, and that is these carpenter's blocks and the pieces you can make from it. So if we type in carpenter, gotta remember how to spell it. Whoa, I even spelled it wrong. Oh, I forgot the R. Whoops. Carpenter. There we go. So if we look up the carpenter's blocks, you can see that there's a bunch of different stuff here, and this is something I was showing Wish the other day, and she loved the heck out of this, the fact that she could do all kinds of stuff with this stuff. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to make the two pieces that you mainly need, which is the carpenter's hammer, which is made with these carpenter's blocks and iron, and then we're going to make the chisel, which is very easy, iron ingot and a block. So to make those blocks, we're going to click on this here. You can see it's just sticks, which I don't know why they have a helmet in there that kind of moves around. That's silly to me. But it's any kind of stick or bamboo or anything. One moment while I cough. Wow, okay, I just had a horrible coughing fit. And now it's Witch's turn. Wish's turn. Witches? Okay. But anyways, it's made with sticks and any kind of plank, basically. So I've already made up some of those, so we're going to go back over here real quick to our little new workbench. Bloop. Alright, hopefully I'm not getting sick. I know Wish is sick, and hopefully she's not made me sick, or I have not been around her too much. So I believe... she's behind me going, I'm not touching you, I'm not touching you. Alright, so we're going to make the hammer. And we're going to make the chisel. So there we go. So we've got those two things. I'm going to kind of show you guys what these do. I'm not going to spend too much time on it because I assume you probably already have seen this before. If you haven't, we'll just kind of skim over it real quick. But basically, whichever one you make, this is just the basic carpenter's block. But like I said, you've got all these other ones over here, the chisel and... or not the chisel. The stairs and the collapsible block, which I want to show that one too. That one's really neat. But you can do ladders, you can do stairs, you can do a little slope area here, a bed, a door, all kinds of different stuff. And like I said, these are all the different ones you can do. There's levers, torches, you know, a bunch of different things. Some of these I don't really make, like the daylight sensor. I'm guessing it's just like a regular daylight sensor, but I wouldn't use it myself. And then also there's a few of these you can't make, like the oblique. If you click on it, you can't actually make those. I'm not sure why they're here, but yeah. Okay, so we're going to put these two down so we can get them there. Alright, so basically they can take on the form of any block that you put on them. We're going to start with just by putting planks on them, so they're going to turn into where they look like regular wooden plank blocks. But here's where we get cool looking. If you look, we're going to take each one of these. First we're going to start with the hammer. Okay, so remember this is the regular carpenter's block and not the collapsible one. It's just the regular one. And if you right click it, see that? Now you've got a slab that's literally on its side so it can go vertical. If you click this, and it all depends on which side you click. If you click the top, it'll flatten down. If you click the side, it'll go skinny. If you click this side, it'll make that side go skinny. Okay, and the same all the way around. So that's how that works. I believe you can also single click it. Yeah. And it'll just kind of go through each one that you can do. And then with the chisel, and this is the cool one for me, if you click it or right click it, either one, it starts changing the pattern. That is really cool, I think. Because that means that you can have any block of any kind with any pattern just about. And the cool one, I think, I like the creeper one. Wish does also. And I also like this design one because it means you can have some really cool pillars if you want to. And then you got the stone brick pattern. So that's really neat. We're going to get that back to normal. Now we're going to come over here to the collapsible block. If you take this hammer, watch this. Bonk. It's warped. Really? Check that out. Watch. Bonk. Now you have a small slant. Check that out. Is that not cool? And you can warp it however much you want on each side. You can go way down if you want to. And then if you right click, it makes it go back up. So see, watch. Alright. And I believe you can only do the top, I think. But it's really cool how you can bend and warp these blocks, and I think there's a way that you can actually put these way down to the ground. Yeah, see how far down it can go? You literally can make it into like the size of a pressure plate. Check that out. Homemade pressure plate. So I thought that was really cool. And then, say we raise it back up, you can also, we'll get this back up a little bit here. Alright, so you can also use this on it and give it a pattern. Okay. Now I did realize if you single click, it goes one direction with the patterns. Say I wanted the creeper face and I didn't want to have to go all the way back through. If you right click, it'll go backwards so you can get to the one you want. But even those you can bend, which is really cool. So I thought I'd show that to you guys. We're going to pop these up here. Oh, and another little tip. Say I were to put stone on this, you need to bust it with the tool that you would normally bust the stone with. So you would bust it with a pick. So with this, since you can bust wood with your hand, you could use your hand. But if this was stone, it would not let you break it with your hand. You would have to use a pick. So just a little tip on that. Alright, so let's move this. We're going to dump all this in this little guy here. Oh, we're going to need this again, and this again. Oh, that's something I wanted to show you real quick. I want to put these two things on. Alright, so first, we can have this door here, which I've been looking forward to. Now, looks all plain and basic and doesn't look very good, right? Okay, check this out, watch. Oh, wait, we gotta go get our hammer and chisel. Trying to be all cool and it's not even in our inventory. Alright, so there's the hammer, there's the chisel. Alright, so, basically, the hammer, if you right click it, it changes what kind of door it is. Check that out. Completely glass door almost. Then it can fill it in. You can, oh, we missed one. Okay, so that switches what side the handle is on if you single click. But if you right click, you can keep scrolling through all these different kinds. That one's pretty cool. I like that one. But yeah, I think it's really neat on how you can put the glass door in too. So that's my favorite. And then if you use the chisel, oh, the chisel doesn't do anything. Okay, so you can't change the pattern that way. But I do know if we were to take, let's see, what's a good pattern here? Something that might look cool. Oh, that's food. Need a block. Okay, so let's try this marble cobblestone stuff. Put it there since we can't use a chisel anyways. Alright, so if we right click with it, boom. It turns into the marble cobblestone stuff. The only downside that I've seen, but I guess it can be a plus also, is it only does the top half of the door and then the other piece does the bottom half. So literally you could have this as marble on top and cobblestone on bottom. You know, the regular cobblestone. So I think that's kind of cool too. But now if we take, you know, it'll literally make the whole door that way, which is really cool. And then I believe, yeah, pressure plates still activate it. And so now it literally almost blends in with the house. That's kind of neat. And then we've also got the bed here, which, whoops, I tried right-clicking the door to open it with the hammer. Don't do that. You'll change your stuff. Alright, so we've also got this bed here, which I'm going to end up resetting my spawn. But I'm going to put this bed down. And the bed is really neat. Check this out. Look at this. Look at this. This is so cool. You can have all these different patterns for your bed. This actually changes the pillow if you go to the blue one. That is cool. Now, I haven't checked. Can you put a... Oh, you can. Okay, so now it's changed the type of wood the bed's made out of. Which you can't really tell with that one. Let's take it up. Oops. Busted too many things. Okay. We're going to take it up really quick because I want to put it back down and put... Oh! One of those blocks. I know what I want to put. Check this out. Flesh. It's from the nether. It's that chunk of flesh, and then if you put it in a square shape, you can actually make blocks out of it. Check that out. Check that out! I've got a flesh-colored bed. I need one for the headboard, too, it looks like. 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll do the top half. Can we not do the top half? Oh, there we go. Look at that. And it's actually got little pieces of stuff that come off of it like it does in the nether. That's kind of cool and freaky looking at the same time. Let's see. What kind of bed do we want? I think I want that one. That one looks kind of neat. Weird and neat at the same time. So, yeah, I think if you used... oh, what would it be? Something else that moves and shines like that. Like redstone ore, maybe? I don't know if you could actually use that on there. But, you know, anything that has the animation, I guess you actually get the animation, too, which is really cool. It's probably going to freak me out one of these nights, though. I'm going to be getting ready to go into bed, and I'm going to see those little red things flying all over. But anyways, I want to get back to what I was going to say today. And our main thing that I wanted to work on, now that I'm over 20 minutes into the video. One thing that I really wanted to work on today was the rest of this power. Sorry, my throat's getting all froggy. But right before that, I just noticed, I have a little list over here of things I wanted to look up. There is actually one other kind of hammer, and I really wanted to make it so I could mess around with it. There we go. And I believe it is the precision sledgehammer, I think. Yeah, I think that's it. Or is that it? No? I'm going to have to look it up because I don't want to do it and be wrong. But basically, or is it this one? The sledgehammer. Let's try making this one. It might be that one. I don't think it is, but we'll check real quick. Because it's a basic recipe. I need some sticks. Oh, actually. Boom, boom. Boom, boom. Now, I think this is the hammer for statues, because it said statues. And I wasn't thinking... let's go over and modify something that we know we can mess with. Let's look here. Here, we'll put it right here. Bonk. Yeah, so if you... This is something kind of neat. It wasn't the one I was thinking about. I'm thinking it's this one, the precision sledgehammer. It allows you to change different blocks and stuff. I'll have to look it up after here. But this is kind of cool. If we type in Wish's name, it'll give you the skin for her, which is really neat. And then you can actually, you know, like, move the hands. So we'll kind of move her around a little here. Make her give you a big hug. Wow, it's kind of weird to tell where the legs and stuff are and which way they're supposed to go. Try to put these back where they're supposed to be. Okay, and then this moves the body around, so that's kind of weird. And then this one moves just the head. So we're going to make her look off to the side, and then boom. We've sculpted Wish into the side of the wall. We're probably going to move this and put it somewhere else. But I thought it was a little neat thing that I'd show you guys, because I remember messing with this once before. There's also a way... Yeah, if you right-click it, you can actually put stuff into her hands. So I could, like, put, say, this fence post in her hands, and she'd be holding the fence post. See how it is right there? You can actually put armor on her. I'm not sure what these sliders are for. Oh, that moves the piece that's in her hand, around her hand. Okay. So that's kind of neat. So you can give her, say, an iron ore to hold, but you can't see her other hand right now. So that's something that's a neat little thing to mess with. There's also a way, is it right click? I don't know what that's doing. I know there's a way to colorize it to where it's colored in and everything, but I don't remember what that is. And I don't know why my little map up there is blinking like crazy. It's driving me bonkers. Okay, so anyways, to get on to what I wanted to do in the first place here today, let's get all this up here. Let's sleep the night away in our new fancy bed. And we're going to get working on, really quick, a few things that I wanted to do out of the Mine Factory Reloaded. And we're going to need these things. Let's just toss these in here for right now. We're going to need this glass. And we're going to need some gold. And some more iron. Alright, so the first things first is I was going to run the power from this one all the way over there for the trees. But since this is pretty easy and not that expensive, I'm thinking I'm just going to make another one of these underground below the trees over there and set up the tree farm over there still. Eventually we have plans of pretty much taking out everything that's in the city here and putting in our own builds and stuff like that. And just kind of using the layout of the city for what we want to do. So, first things first, we want to take some of this, and it's going to go there. Whoops. We're going to want it to come out from there. And I moved it back, you guys will probably notice that, a little bit so that we can hook up some stuff here. Oops. And I did test this out, the crescent hammer, and it does make it pop off if you shift and then right click on, or shift and click, or right click, one of the two. But if you just right click, it actually changes the side of which this little guy's on, which I don't know if that's a big deal, so we're just going to leave it in the front. But what I wanted to get to making today, and we're going to just look up Mine Factory Reloaded, which is the @ symbol and then Mine Factory. Okay, so you can see that there's a ton of stuff that we can do with Mine Factory Reloaded. But some of the first things I wanted to make are a few of these guys that are down here. Which, let's see, we want... Yeah, this is a lot more for, like, auto farms and stuff like that. Let's just look up the piece I'm looking for. So I was looking, yeah, there's the pulverizer. It's thermal expansion. There we go. Okay, so for thermal expansion, yeah, there we go. I wanted to make up like a pulverizer, probably an induction smelter, magma crucible, fluid transposer, a redstone furnace probably. Okay, sorry about that, guys. I had to do a quick cut right there. I had a phone call. But yeah, basically I wanted to make up a few of these. And that's why I grabbed the iron and the gold and stuff here, because we need a bunch of it to make these machine frames. And that's why I had the glass also that I've already cooked up. But you can make it with the iron or the steel, which I don't understand why you would make it with steel when it gives you the same thing. Because the iron is just cooked. So we're going to make up a bunch of those. I'm thinking about 6 or 7 to start with. Because there's a bunch of these things I want to make up. And we also need bricks for this one. We need flint and copper, and then these redstone reception coils. So I'm going to get a little bit of redstone and some copper. So let's get a block of copper, block of redstone, and let's take these gold blocks since we need to use them anyways. And then we're going to go and get some flint. Boom. Alright, so let's at least make up our pulverizer to start with. So we want copper, redstone, iron, and more gold. Okay. So, another, like I said before, I don't know if I told you guys, but you can do the, just shift and then click on the question mark, and you can actually make these guys. So we're going to make up 3, because that's how many we can make up right now. Until we can go ahead and make some more, actually. So we're going to go back to this, click, and shift click. Alright, so I'm going to do 2 more for now, so we have 10. And then I want to... Oh, it keeps the items in there. That's weird. So let's just double click these. Alright. And then, again, for the pulverizer, we need a piston, which means I'm going to need some cobble. I didn't realize that one. Cobble in the next one. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4 cobble. Oh wait, we got a couple pistons already, so let's go ahead and use those. I didn't even realize I had those. Alright, so click on that. We need to make one of these. And then we need to shift click this. Now, take that out of there. Yeah, I've noticed that if you make something and then there's an empty slot, it'll keep the stuff there instead of replacing it, so that's a little weird. But there we go. We've got our pulverizer. I want to make an induction smelter also, which is Invar and this and a bucket, which I believe I have an empty bucket just sitting around here somewhere. Yeah, there's one right there. And Invar. Oh, there it is. Now, do we have any ingots of it? Electrum, lead, silver. No. Okay. So where was that at? Invar block. Alright. So let's go back over here. Induction smelter. Now I think the only thing we've got to make is that. Yeah, there we go. Gotta take the redstone out again. And there's our induction smelter. And then, let's see. I think that's all we really need except for this redstone furnace. So I need to make some bricks real quick, which we can do pretty quickly. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So we'll let those cook up really fast. Yeah, I was getting some charcoal going too, as you can see, so that we had plenty of stuff to cook with. So let's fill those up. There we go. We'll just dump it in here for now. Alright, so we're going to go outside and place these while we're waiting for that to cook. So, to start with, I'm just going to kind of put these just right by each other. I know that there's a way that you're supposed to, like, you can make stuff go out the side here and an auto cook and things like that. I'm not specifically sure the best way to set this up, so I'm just going to kind of set that one over here for now, put that one there, and then I'm going to put the furnace, the furnace in the middle, so that, it's next to the pulverizer if that's what I want to do. But I believe you can move them around with the hammer we made. I'm going to sleep again real quick. Boop. I hope you guys are enjoying the episode. I know it's a little bit talky and mumbled and jumbled, but I wanted to get some stuff out, and more than likely I'm going to make some more of these machines and get things lined up and have it looking good and everything. Oh, that's the other thing we need to do. We need to put this where the output is there. I think it's orange that you put. And then we want input to be on the top, which I believe is this one. Why is it not getting power? I think I've done something wrong. Or is that... No, that's not the top. That's the back, probably. But I think this is just for items, not power. The settings on this, anyways. Okay, it's not... Maybe it's not using anything because it's not trying to cook anything? Here. Or pulverize anything, I mean. But it should automatically get the power here, shouldn't it? You would think... I don't know why it's not filling up with power. Make sure this one's set. Blue? Well, I don't think that has anything to do with it. Maybe I have this one set wrong. I think that's right now. Yeah, that's it. Okay, we had it on yellow, and I guess there's a yellow and an orange. So it's just the darker one is orange, because now it's sucking up some power. Now, something else I wanted to check is I think this steam dynamo also takes lava, which if it does, I would much rather use lava than my charcoal. And we're going to test that out right now. Okay, so bunk. Dang it. No, it doesn't. You need a magmatic engine. Okay, but that's one of these two, isn't it? Magmatic dynamo? Requires hot fluids, and this one says requires water and solid fuel. Okay. Alright, well that makes sense. I know these magmatic ones tend to overheat, though, so we have to be careful with those, I think. Because if you leave them on too long, they'll overheat. Alright, so it's no big deal. We'll stick some of our charcoal in there for right now. I also know we can use wood and different things like that. But for right now, I'll stick that in there. It'll charge these guys up. Yeah, now they're fully charged. They take about 48,000 each. And this produces... yeah, 400,000. So that's plenty of stuff. Actually, I don't think I want to leave that coal down here because does it waste it? You guys help me out on that one. Would this waste the charcoal if I left it all in there? I think it would. Which is kind of weird too. Like you would think it would just stop using it once it doesn't need the power anymore. Okay. So I'm just going to take that out for now. We've put a few pieces in, and it's pretty much almost all the way recharged again. So we should have our bricks done so we can get our furnace. And the reason I'm making this, you're probably thinking, well, why do you need that if you have, you know, these other furnaces and stuff already? Well, the main reason is because, you know, I've got that big thing outside, and it does all my Tinker's Construct and melting of the ingots, and it gives me a ton more, which it really does. But there's certain things that you have to get the pulverized dust or, you know, different things like that, or like, you know, I'm cooking up charcoal. Instead of using this, I can just use the power out there and probably be able to cook twice as much for half the price. So let's click here. I think I have? No, I don't have everything. What am I missing? Oh, I need another one of these guys. Alright. Boom, boom, boom. Now. Yeah, there we go. So we've got our furnace to hook up here. And like I said, I've also got some other ideas of some things that I want to do. But see, now you can see that this is charging up here, and it takes 24,000. But now we can stick our wood in here, and it'll automatically cook it up, and we can actually set up either pipes or put a chest next to it, and it can just spit it right into the chest for us. But I'm probably going to work on next time, since we've gone a little long this time. Next time we're going to probably try to work on the tree farm and get it set up, and then work on some more of these things here. I've just been kind of going through finding so many different things that we can work on, and I hate not like sticking to one thing, but I kind of tend to bounce around a lot. But I do know that we're gonna work on a lot of different stuff here. Oh, hey, check it out. We've finally got some berries. And I did find out what these berries do. You don't actually craft anything with them. You eat them. Which, I'm still trying to figure out the purpose of it. This first one, it gives you slowness and jump boost. Which I'm not really noticing that much of a jump boost. Maybe a little bit. Not really. But it also regens, gives you a short regen. And then this little guy gives you mining fatigue and strength, which I'm trying to figure out why it would give you both. Well, I guess the mining fatigue would be so that you can't mine as quick, but then you can hit things harder. I don't know why I would use those, but I figured I'd go ahead and grow them anyways. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I think that's going to be about it for now. I may make up a few more of these and see what all I need. I do know that I want to make up a lot of these different farms, so that I can kind of, like cotton over there. I know there's a lot of uses for that. We can get string and wool, and that can be something that's pretty valuable for us. So I want to get different farms set up to where they're just automatically doing it. Definitely want to get a tree farm going, so we can have all kinds of woods and stuff. But I think the next time, one of the things that we're going to work on is doing some building around here, taking down some of these houses and getting our own stuff going, so that we can kind of make this look like our own, and moving some of these farms out of the way, and maybe expanding our little fence area here. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you're liking what's going on. If you are, be sure to give it a like down there. And if you're not already, feel free to subscribe and leave me any comments you want. I really enjoy hearing back from you guys, whether it's comments, criticism, tips, whatever you guys want to leave. And I'll figure out what that hammer thing was, because I know I've seen Bdoubleo use it, and yeah, it's a really cool thing. Basically, it allows you to change any block into anything else, kind of like with different patterns, and yeah, it's really cool. And I think it is the one I was talking about there. But anyways, I'll quit rambling on about random things. I will talk to you guys next time. Take it easy. Peace out.